If this is the only thing that you use in your RV water system, well, you're missing out on a lot of convenience and not protecting your RV properly. That's what we're talking about today, and here's my whole water system setup. We'll go through and I'll show you why each piece is important and what it does, and if you haven't already and you love everything RV, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and join the community. So first up is a good hose. I like the Zero-G hose because it doesn't kink or leak. It is a little bit pricey, but for what you get, I love it. Next up is a water filter. You want great tasting water and you also want to protect your system from particulates, so an inexpensive water filter is a no-brainer. Next up is a water pressure regulator, protecting your water lines and internal systems. I like to use a 90-degree elbow to help protect against strain on the connection points. And finally, I like to use a Y fitting to be able to attach a hose in other situations where I might need one. So here it is in action. We've got a 90-degree elbow that hooks up to our trailer, we've got a little extension that comes with our water filter with the pressure regulator attached to that, and then our hose. At the other end of our hose is going to be our Y fitting, which attaches to our water source. Simple as that. And if it's the first time you're using your water filter, I recommend you flush it out for at least a few minutes to avoid something like this. That's totally natural and you're just flushing out a lot of the carbon and charcoal that comes with the filter. When that's done, turn off your water, hook it up to your trailer, turn your water back on, and you're fully set up and going. Now of course you don't need every single piece in this setup, so use what works best for you. I'll leave an affiliate link down in the description for you that'll take you to where you need to go to pick any of these items up, and I do appreciate it as it helps out the channel. Another tip I have for a hose, even though the Zero-G doesn't kink, I like to be organized, and for a couple bucks, you can pick up a little hose organizer. At the end of the day, our RVs are an investment, and it's important to protect every aspect of that. So here's a quick recap of our water system. By order of importance, if you ask me, you're obviously not going to have any water at all unless you have a hose, and I suggest you invest in a decent one. Not just for durability, but time savings and not having to pull your hair out. I recommend 50 feet, it's better to have too much than not enough. A good hose should cost you about $50 to $60. Next, a pressure regulator could cost anywhere from $10 to $100 depending on the complexity of it. I stick to a basic one, but you can get one with a gauge that's adjustable. That's totally up to you. For me it cost about 10 bucks. Water filters are a dime a dozen, even Amazon sells them. You can pick one up for about $10 to $15. If you're going to get a 90-degree elbow, don't cheap out and get a plastic one, make sure it's metal. It's only going to cost 5 to 10 bucks, and by investing a couple bucks into this, it's really going to take the strain and the wear off of your connection points, which could be really costly later on. Finally, you can pick up a Y connector for about 10 bucks, and this is just going to give you that added convenience of another hose if need be. So for a total cost of around $100 to $200, you're going to have a complete water system setup that's going to serve you pretty well. If you ask me, money well spent. And there's definitely more and less you could do to your water system and still have it work just fine. This is my setup and it works well for me, but if you guys have any comments or questions about my setup, or maybe you want to tell me about yours, or have any questions about anything RV, make sure you drop them down in the comments below. It's also worth mentioning that you probably shouldn't throw out that crappy hose that comes with your RV if it does, and that's because you can use that as your black water hose, especially convenient if you have a black water flush. And like most things, it's always good to have a backup. Anyways guys, I wanted to keep this video short and sweet. Here's my rig, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for all sorts of RV videos, everything from gear to reviews to adventures. If you have any ideas of videos or things that you want to see, make sure you let me know. And guys, thanks so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.